Hello, Jamie back from Inky&Scrappy for our 14th episode of Let's Start Stamping series. I think I know what I'm doing today. I mean, in my head I kind of have an idea. So for this one I decided we're going to do some second generation stamping. We kind of hit on it last time a little bit on the inside of the card, but I figured maybe we'll try to get it on the outside, the front, the main focal image, kind of show you how it's done. I am bringing in my Blueprints 24 from MFT, my favorite things. I don't think they're currently in stock, but they'll probably restock them. I'm just using this one today, so definitely don't feel like you need the die set. You can cut a rectangle and get, if you have a corner rounder like this style, this one's easier if you have weak thumbs or arthritis, I think. That one's an easy, I'll actually just show you right now. So that one you're just gonna, you line up your corner in there and then it'll just clip and cut your corner. So you have that nice rounded corner. So that's one way to get a rounded corner. They make them like this style too, like the punch ones. And same thing, this one's got a decorative punch to it. So that one's just gonna give you like a bevel, a little tuck so you can tuck things in, I guess. It gives you a different look. Anyways, those are options available if you're not comfortable spending all the money on a die cut machine. These are a little bit pricey, but if you look at yard sales, Goodwill, those types of places, a lot of times you'll find old punches just because people don't use them anymore, or it's stuff that tends to go through the system a little bit. Okay, anyways, I don't know what I'm saying today. I'll get back to where I'm at. So I have my piece of Bristol Smooth for this one. I am going to bring in, I think, this one just to try it on. This is just Ohuhu marker paper. It's not my favorite for, it works well for alcohol marker coloring. It's just not my preferred. And we all know my preferred is Express It cardstock, blending cardstock. So if you are unfamiliar, that's what I tend to reach for most often. But you know that Bristol Smooth will work fairly well for everything color-wise, medium-wise. It's just a good, how shall I say, it's a good go-to for different mediums. So colored pencils, watercolor, those types of things. Works very well with all of them. So today we're going to bring in this Simon Hurley Create stamp. This one was actually a free gift in an order I got, and I was like, oh, perfect timing. It's kind of got the outlines and then of course the full one, so we don't actually have to do any coloring today. We're gonna color with our actual ink. Now usually when I do this type I end up using my Close to My Heart inks, and obviously Close to My Heart went out of business this year, so they're not, you know, not available. So I'm gonna try to pull in some of my Distress inks. I don't know how well they're gonna stamp, so that's where we're gonna practice and see if they give me a good enough impression the first time. Otherwise, you know, this is kind of the color palette I think I'm gonna go with. This is the Craft and Create 6x6 Bella Carta paper pad. I'll probably end up going in with, you know, a more solid color, but this is kind of my color palette I was kind of thinking would work. So I did bring in my Hero Hues or my Hero Die inks. These ones came to me in kits that I bought. So like their monthly kit a lot of times would have ink colors in them, and so that's what's in this tin, and they look like the color wise will work pretty good. I don't have a blue, so I'll have to find a blue. And then I brought in some Distress inks. So oxides aren't going to work with this one quite so well because they won't give you that second generation stamp so much so like a dye ink will. Plus they're more opaque, so you're not going to see through if you do multiple layers. So let's get started. I really think I'm just going to kind of, I have an idea. Where was my idea at? Okay, so I think I want to put it on my card this way, so I really only need like half of this, right? But I'm going to leave it full in size just so I have a little wiggle room to work with. And we'll go from there. So, I think I'm going to go with the I'm gonna go with the thank you for your kindness one. So I'm just gonna kind of actually put this more towards the center. Well, actually, let's start it on this one. We'll do it both. We'll see if we get both of them to go. This might be a hot mess. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay. Bloop. Are we still kind of centered? Kind of, maybe, sort of. I don't know. For this one, I'm thinking I want to go with, let's see, something that's coordinating in color, but maybe dark. Maybe we should just do black. Let's just do black with that one. So I'm going to do the VersaFine Onyx Black for my center sentiment. So this card truly is going to be all about the stamping. And because we use the VersaFine Onyx Black, one and done. So I'm going to do 2 of these right away. This is actually a really good way to do multiples if you know, are in a rush to do more than one card, or you like creating in multiples. I like creating in multiples. They don't usually ever look the same. I'm not going to lie. They tend to always be a little bit different. So for cleaning my stamps, I tend to reach for, Lawn Fawn has their stamp chamois, but it's kind of hard and not always the easiest. The other one, this one is a Scotch, I think it's a Scotch microfiber towel that you can pick up in like the cleaning aisle. You want something that's not going to leave lint behind. So I tend to think that paper towels leave lint behind. Certain towels in general leave lint behind. That's why either this style or a flower cloth stack work really well. They don't leave a lot of lint on your stamps. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm going to take this one and kind of move that one. Well, we're going to start with this one, right? I'm just going to use this as kind of my spacer because I want to stamp off the edge a little bit. You can definitely put, let's see if I have a piece of scratch paper. Oh, let's see. I'll just clean off my surface later. Okay, so I'm just using that kind of as a spacer because I want my images, of course, to go off the edge. Okay, so this one, if you're looking at it, I don't know. I don't want to put it back on. So this one here, this one, and then this one. So this one goes here, this one goes here, and so on and so forth. Kind of, you know, you just kind of watch where, does this one go? This one goes with, nope, you know, this one doesn't have, I'm sure online it probably says, here are how you know, fill them in. This one goes with that one. Oh, this one goes with this one. So you can add just Floria around things if you want to. So let's try it out. New to me. We'll make it maybe work. I don't know. So that one. I'll probably stamp that one on opposite corners. Just me not knowing what I want to do again. Okay, I'll throw this one in there and that one there maybe. That looks good. Now, if I did this right, we should be able to flip it and get the opposite side to go. We'll see how this one turns out. All right, we're gonna line this one up again. Again, I'm not great at florals, so bear with me. you are probably better. So I'm just inking them up pretty good. I'm using Lawn Fawn's Jet Black ink for this one. I just want it to be water resistant because I don't know, or waterproof, I guess. You probably could go with your VersaFine Onyx Black, I guess. I need some more re-inkers for my alcohol-friendly ink pads here. Yeah. I also didn't condition my stamps. So these are new. Usually with new stamps, they say to condition them. I don't usually condition. I usually just stamp twice and call it good. But usually there's like a film on them. And so sometimes if you just clean them the first time, like ink them up, clean them, and then call it good, they usually stamp well enough that you don't have an issue with them. So we're gonna try that. So for this one, you can definitely go and use your block there to stamp. Well, let's turn it. I cleaned it, kind of, sort of. Let's turn it and see if I can get a reverse. If I was close enough to the middle on the other one, it should work. Maybe I'll just move this down just a teeny tiny little bit. And then I'm gonna plop that on there. And that'll give me a little bit better spacing over there. And we'll ink it up again. That one has like some funky stuff on it because it's resisting my ink. Maybe it's having a Friday. So this is Friday that I'm recording. It's having a Friday moment. Jamie's having a Friday moment, to be honest. Okay. All right. Here's hoping I can get next week's recorded before Friday. I'll feel better about it. I like how the layout looks on this one. It kind of has, you know, both sides. It looks pretty good. So this one here, there's a couple of different ways you can do this one, right? So we're gonna have to figure out how to line this up. It doesn't really give me a great this side up. So I think this is the right one. Okay. There's a notch there. Let's look for a notch. Oh, good gravy. This was probably not the greatest set to start with today, huh? Okay. Okay, I think I figured it out this time. Okay, so we're gonna pop that one on there. Now for colors. Well, let's see here. So I have some, let's see, the Fruit Punch I think is probably gonna be my darkest shade. Can we do Taffy maybe? And let's do Butter Bar, I think will be a pretty yellow combo. And then we're going to bring in the Green Hills for the green tone. So the Distress inks, let's see, I have a Forest Moth that would probably work. And let's do Abandoned Coral, Taffy. I don't have the actual Taffy one. We could do, oh, we could throw in blue with this one because I have blue in my Distress line. So let's do, that looks like dark, so Faded Jean or Chip Sapphire. I'm going to do Faded Jean because it's not quite as dark as Chip Sapphire, and I want a yellow tone. We'll do Scattered Straw. Oh wait, so I have my Hero Hues and then I have my Distress inks. So we'll do one panel with one and one panel with the other, and we'll see what we like. Let's see here. So I'm going to start with the fruit punch. Let's see, I'm not on screen there, so I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to kind of ink this one up. Now I don't know if we're going to do, well, we're going to try to do it this way. So I'm just going to bring in scratch paper again. I'm going to stamp this on my scratch paper. I want to stamp it once to make sure that I'm going to get a good solid color impression. So the other thing you can do is kind of do, like back in the day, I would do it on my block and then you'd huff on it. So you'd get that a little bit of moisture from your mouth to kind of give it just a little bit of, you know, it'll re-wet it and it kind of smooths it out. For this one, I'm just going to bring in my spray bottle and see if I can get a better impression. It's still giving me kind of a splotchy impression. I think I just need to get over it and I'll work with it. So you see your first generation here. This is going to be your second generation there. So kind of, you know, personal preference on what you want. I'm not gonna do the spray on this one. I think the Distress inks might react better. Well, these are the reactive ones, but the Distress inks might actually react better for the spray. So I don't think I want it that dark. So I'm gonna go like this. And then I'm gonna come back in with my blending brush. And I just want to hit, I'm going to put a little bit on my blending brush here. Okay. And I'm just going to come in and just add a little bit of inking around the outside. You won't need to do this with your blending brush. You could definitely go straight with your pad and just kind of, I'll show you with the other one. And then I'm just going to press this down. I'm not totally in line, but that's okay. It'll be all right. So it gives you a lighter shade than that deep dark red. So I hope that makes sense. Now to get this one to line up again, we're gonna have to take it all. That's why I'm just gonna end up switching to my block. But I understand if you aren't comfortable block stamping, it does take some time to get used to it. It's what I was used to the most, and so it took me, you know, a long time to get. I think you just kind of get, it's like a muscle memory thing. So you just kind of get used to that muscle memory and you go from there. I don't know. So this one we're going to stamp. See how that comes out that way. So for this one, let's just do it this way, like ink pad. So I've stamped it once. I'm going to get that. I just want to hit the outside edge on my stamp. So I'm just kind of going just like this. And it's just going to put some darker color on the outside. You could definitely hit that middle spot if you wanted to. I'm not going to go that route. So this one, and then I have to figure out how to line it up again. Yeah, that's not happening very good with this one. There are better sets out there that kind of show you how to line them up better, I think. I don't know. You know, I've told you before, I'm not a huge floral fan, so I'm not very good at florals. That one I lined up on my own pretty good. So I don't know if you can see the red so much. It took me a little bit longer than it probably was supposed to. Anyways, there's my, you know, second generation stamp on those. Let's see. I need to go back. I'll do the greens later on. So this one was this one. Well, let's put it on the back side for now. And this one is this one. It's probably on this sheet like it's supposed to be on there. I didn't pay attention. My bad. Okay, so this one here goes like this one. That one goes there. It doesn't have any like little circles for the centers. anyways, so that one, let's see, I have this one here. And I need this one yet. There it is. So I'm going to line those up. Now in theory I should be able to flip this. Oh well, yep, I moved everything. Let's say in theory I should be able to rotate my page without a whole lot of issue. That one is not on at all. Okay. And this one's okay to have it outside the lines. I think that's supposed to be like part of it. Okay, so let's see. Do I want to do... Okay, we're back. The battery ran out, go figure. Okay, so I'm gonna come in with the taffy. I think we'll do red, pink. Oh, we only have 3. Well, yellow, and then I can go back to that red. I should have done dark red, second generation, light red. Oh well, we'll make this one work. So we're gonna do bright pink on this one, and the yellow one. Whoops, oh, let's do the dark red for this one. I'm really not showing you second generation Stampin' like I had planned. Well, maybe next time. Okay. And then we're gonna flip it. Let's see how far off I am here. Well, here's your second generation. Which really means I should have made that one like a first generation as well. And then we could have, yeah, you know. So darker, lighter, darker, lighter. All right, we're gonna come back in with that one and make darker. The yellow was too light and it did not show up at all. Good to know. So, and maybe it could have just been that it dried too much. There we go. That looks a little bit better. That was the yellow. Yellow. Mellow yellow. All right, we're gonna come back in with this one and do this one as first generation. Oh, that means I have to line this. This one is like the hardest flower to line up. I'm not even kidding. Okay. Here goes absolutely, positively nothing. Okay, it did, well, you know, it's not all in the lines, but it's okay, it looks alright. So that one's done, and that one's done. We need some green. So for this one, you're really not going to see that green a lot. To be fair, it's kind of totally covered up, or cut off. So I'm going to just, this is green, it looks purple. Whoa, that's like a juicy green. Can you tell I haven't used these in like forever? Or ever? Alright, well, this is like stupid juicy. It does not look very olivey either. Wow. Do I even wanna? Well, we're gonna go for it and hope for the best. Okay. Let's stamp and do a second generation here. Maybe it was supposed to go this way. Possibly. Okay. Yeah, that like, I'm not impressed. Okay. There you go. That's my take on my I mean, these are older, but my other ones are old and they are not. I don't know. It's just weird. Okay. Just me giving my unfiltered opinion. It didn't work. I don't like it. Well, I guess I have to use that for the rest of my greens. They're just not gonna be, I don't know, great, I guess. Where? I need some greeneries. Let's start with the green and then I'll come back in with the black. So we're gonna go greens. I should have done the second generation stamp right away. That would have been, oh, I don't know, being on top of it. This one just does not give a very great second generation stamp. I'm not gonna lie. Which way? Do I have? There's a little teeny tiny one here. Let's go with the little, and this is kind of just, I don't know. Can I say it's fun stamping, just like having at it and not thinking about it too hard? That's, you know, you're just building your scene or your image or your layers. Outside. The little one doesn't have an outside. I don't see a little outside piece for the littlest one, which is fine. So I'll bring back in my black here for this one. Maybe I should, whoops, I didn't catch that one. The joy of acrylic stamps is you can see through and go back and hit them again. And there's, you know, our first one. It's stamped out all right on that. This is the Ohuhu marker paper. I wasn't really impressed with my second generation stamping with those ones, but better luck next time, girl. Okay, let's bring in this one. I think I'm going to go straight block on this one just because I'm more comfortable doing it that way. Do it the way that you are more comfortable. Trying to force myself to do something that's just not working for me isn't always the way to go. I was gonna say this one might be easier to line up, but it's probably not. So I'm gonna do a similar layout on this one. So let's go here, and I'm just gonna free stamp them and call it good and hope for the best. I like to frame my sentiment when I do things like this. And you definitely could just do a center, you know, like build your floral so you can cut and do all of the masking to get your layers. You could definitely just stamp them all on a piece of paper and cut around them and then build your layers that way. I'm not trying to do a one layer card today. I'm trying to keep it, shall I say, a little simpler. I don't know if it's necessarily simpler. So we're going to try this with the Distress inks. So this one is Abandoned Coral. And I think we're going to do, well, we're going to try 4. The full-on one here, and then the other one. Huff it. I know. Sounds so bad. It just adds a little bit of moisture to it. The other thing you can do with your Distress inks is add a little bit of water and it'll kind of give you a watercolored look. So let's see if we can do that with, let's go in with that green. Here's hoping this green turns out better than my green hills from Hero. Sorry, Hero. So you can add a little bit of water to them, and it'll kind of give it. I'd go off camera, no, off the screen, and like do a fine mist over the whole thing. You'll probably get a better look, but that'll smudge it, and then we'll do the same thing. We're just gonna go with whatever's left on here over here. Well, I mean, we got parts of that one, right? Let's go off here. Just go back. I think adding that water is going to smooth it out just a little bit more. The distress ones aren't the greatest either. Find yourself some good dye inks. Should I switch? I'll keep going with what I have, right? It's how I create. I just, you know, when something doesn't work right, then I'm like, oh, well, I'll just start over and do something else. But since we're on camera and we're filming live, well, I guess I'm voicing over live. Jamie is a hot mess today. That's what we're going with. I'm gonna say, where'd the rest of my stamps go? So I think we're gonna come in with this one. Clean, remove. I'll finish stamping this one out since I have it here. Stamp, stamp, clean, remove, and now I need my solid pieces. So we did that one. Oh, we were going to do blue. That's right. So let's do the faded jeans. Girl, you're going to drop it yet. Okay. The other thing is you can let it sit on there a little bit. It's also going to let your ink absorb into the paper a little bit better. And, you know, maybe you'll get a little bit better impression your first go. Here we go. First generation, second generation. This one you might actually be able to get a third generation just because it's a darker color. Alright, so there's that one. Then let's go in with this one. And this one I'm going to have to clean a little bit more because I'm going to go into yellow. Dry it good. Okay, we're going to go in with that scattered straw. The funky shapes are actually a little bit easier to line up. Well, okay, I said that and then I totally missed. That's how I roll. Oh, there we go. I'm shaky today. Not enough caffeine in my life. Okay, so first generation, second generation. That one is going to give you such a light third generation. Well, there you go. Do you see how it picks up? I don't know if you can see it on camera, but if you can see it, you can see how it picks up a little bit of that black ink and transfers it to your stamp. I think it's fun. So there's that one. Let's see. Do we want to add some greenery here? So let's go in with the second littlest one that we used on the last one. We're just going to go. Oh, I didn't bring in that teeny tiny one. Do I need the teeny tiny one? Nah, I think we're good. What colors do we all do on the end? I lost it already. Oh, yeah, we're good. Oh, I didn't bring in a pink. Abandoned coral, faded jean, scattered straw. That must have been what we ended up going with. Don't ask me. I'm slow today. Well, not really. I have a headache today. I actually ended up being allergic to something yesterday. I think it might truthfully just be whatever is floating around in the air today or yesterday, because I was itchy. So I took Benadryl last night and, you know, totally conked out. Oh, I wasn't supposed to re-ink that one, but, well, we can do another one over on this side. And then, you know, since we're misbehaving, we'll go here. It's all good. So maybe I don't want to go with black on these just because I kind of went a little extra on them. So I'm just actually going to go in, instead of using black ink, I'm going to go in with the color ink that I used for my actual stamping. So I'm just going to try to line that up. Now, most dye inks will give you a layered look. So layer on layer, it's going to be your second layer, kind of like alcohol markers. So your second layer over an alcohol marker is going to give you a darker tone. That's how we can get that color variation without actually needing more than one marker. And it's kind of the same for a layered ink, especially if you're doing like one stamp off, you know, doing your second generation stamp, you're going to get a little bit more color variation there. And so you can go this way. This way it's just not as bold and bright as that black is, and it kind of, I don't want to say melds in, but it kind of just, it's not so in your face for that black look. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, there's me. So we have this one, which I did with the Distress inks. This one, which I did with the Hero inks. They both turned out good. I'm not sad about either of them. You know, I just, personal opinions aside, sometimes, you know, I don't work with those a lot, and so, you know, I just, let me grab, I'm trying to think what smoothie might be close. Let's just, let me show you, and I don't know what's out on the market right now. I couldn't tell you for dye inks. If somebody has a favorite dye ink that they love for this kind of a technique where you're doing stamping and then you're going to do a second generation stamp and third generation, you see how nice those stamp? That's like, that's what I'm used to stamping, is with my close to my heart dye inks. I would say Stampin' Up's dye inks are probably going to be similar. I don't know how other brands compare. It's not something that, you know, I do a lot of anymore, so I'm probably not the expert to ask, but you know, I know that my close to my heart inks work fairly well. I mean, the Hero Art ones were okay. Actually the Hero Art ones were probably just as good, and the Distress inks aren't going to give you as crisp of an image, but they're not meant to stamp. They're meant for techniques and blending and adding water to and reacting. So there's, you know, there's that, but they will work, so don't feel like they're not going to work. So I'm just going to come in here, kind of frame this down. I really kind of want to go make that a whole panel. Okay, I'm gonna behave, maybe, possibly, and this way I can, you know, I can't because I have the thank you in the middle. Okay, so let's grab some tape. I'm just grabbing some washi tape, mint tape, post-it note tape. Full back post-it notes work for this. I'm just sticking this down so I can run it through my die cut machine. So I'm going to run this one through, and then this one we're just going to do not through the die cut. News alert, news flash warning. We interrupt this broadcast for some fun, exciting new news, right? So I've designed another stamp set with ink road stamps. I did the image on this one and then kind of sent her a bunch of suggestions for the sayings on it, and then of course I added, you know, some other things that I thought would be fun to include in there. The 10mm, if you don't know, a 10mm wrench is like the one that always goes missing, so I thought it would be funny to include that one for the wrench with wings. It is a remembrance set for my dad. I made the art for his kind of, you know, that was what I did, so that was my favorite of the art that I sat down to do for his passing, and so that's what I asked to have done for my design team stamp set. We always get one. So this is just a rough draft of it. It is the final rough draft, so this is what it should look like without the little lines. So I had to explain to my husband how, you know, which ones were stamps. Like, he didn't understand how, like, he was just thinking like one whole big stamp. I'm like, no, they're each individual ones. So each one. So I've been known to turn a few heads, caution, flying wrenches, this is not a drill, mechanic warning, flying tools, and offensive language. You drive me nuts. Stop being such a tool. Don't make me twist your nuts off. I work with a bunch of nuts. Let's make it a little twisted, and you're all I can torque about. Life has a habit of throwing a wrench into things. Most definitely. So the little dad fits on the wrench. There is a big dad, so it's in Mac, I guess Mac font for Mac tools. If you have a tool head or a gear head in your life, they would probably note, you know, that similarity. My dad was a Mac tool salesman for a few years, so that's kind of a throw to that one. And then of course a bolt and a nut, you know, for background stamping images. Expect at least one video in Let's Start Stamping with this set, at least one. So for, you know, the launch, because it launched on Wednesday, July 31st sorry, as a pre-order. So Ink Road only does pre-orders for the most part. If there's leftovers, then they will go on the site. I think like the roadie sets get restocked, but otherwise nothing else gets restocked. So if you want this one, it is called Such a Tool. So it is in collab with me, and I had so much fun, you know, throwing the little card together. So I did some little glitter on the wings and some alcohol coloring, and then of course I brought in a Tim Holtz 3D emboss folder, and then just did some simple ink blending with a blending brush over the top in walnut stain, so to finish that one off. But I thought I figured I'd let you know because I'm excited about it. It's, you know, my second stamp set with Ink Road stamps. So the first one is of course out of, I guess, publication, because she does, you know, a set run, I guess. So if you want to get one, please make sure you order by, I want to say it's usually up for 3 Wednesdays. So of course this was the last, so you have 2 weeks to order it to make sure that you get it if you want a set. I ordered some for family, but that was about it. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this little little break. I'm excited. I hope you can be excited about it too. Anyways, back to your normally scheduled program. Bye. Okay, so I ran this one through the die cut machine. It measures just like 4 1/4 inches by 3 1/4, no, 3 1/8 and 4 1/8, I think. Well, let me read it. 4 1/8 and 3 1/8. So let's go with this one. Go down to, I'm trying to keep my thank you centered. So 4 1/8 and 3 1/8, right? We'll cut that there and right there, and I totally got all the greenery off of this one. Let it be, let it be. Okay, so for this one, we're going to come in with our corner chopper. Or corner, I think there's a bigger one, like so We Are Memory Keepers has like a corner chopper that has like 4 different styles of corners that would work. So that's a good one to pick up. So there are my 2 panels, I guess. Those would be like my colored panels. Now for my card base, I could go in green this way and just add a bunch of green that way. I think I need to do this one. I owe a crafty friend a thank you card. So I think I'll throw that one in there for my background pattern paper. And oh, look cute. I was looking at that plaid earlier though. We all know I love a good plaid. the stripes would be cute too. Let's do, ooh, the buttons would be cute too. Kind of florally. The floral would work too, I guess. I should use the floral because, you know, it would work, and I'm not a huge floral fan. Let's see here. I'm going to cut this one at, I want a small white border all the way around, so I'm going to cut this one at 4 and 5 1/4. And I'm going to do the same thing for this one. 4 and 5 1/4. I mean, if I change my mind, I could always go that way, right? Okay. Alright. So there we have those. Let me grab my card bases here. Oops. Not me making a mess. So I just got done scoring a whole bunch of card bases. So I buy heavy cardstock. I don't know if we talked about this one. So the Nina Classic, oh no, not Nina. Accent Opaque from Amazon. The 110 pound or the 100, I think there's a 100 pound or 120 pound. I don't remember. 100 pound is probably heavy enough, but if they don't, I can't remember which one's which. 100 or 110 is a really nice thick cardstock base. I can't score obviously, so I'm off a little bit, but anyways, that doesn't really matter. But I try to do, it's cheaper to make your own bases and just buy envelopes. But time-wise, it's not always, you know, the easiest. But I tend to take, so I will take that Accent Opaque, like the whole ream, to our local what's it called? The local newspaper, and they will do the cut for me for like $5. I think Staples does it for like $3 if that's what you have, but I don't know if there's accurate. I just know when I take it to the, I don't worry about them because I've heard horror stories about them cutting the ream and it not being where it's like exactly on. I just know our local one. So if you find one that cuts properly, it's a good $5 to spend. I'm not gonna lie. It's like one of those like saved me probably hours. But if you love cutting paper, hey, cut your card bases. It works. I think some of them have the fold machine too. Ours does not, so they have to hand do it, and it costs me extra. I think I almost need to do another piece of cardstock under that one just to pop it up a little bit. I think I'm going to go in with like that blue. I think there was a blue in here, wasn't there? There's a blue. The blue dots would be okay. What's on the other side? Oh, floral. I like that one better. So please don't tell me that I'm the only one that does this. I look at the pattern that's on the back side to decide which, you know, which one I'm going to go with. Yeah. Okay, so that one was 4 1/4, right? So let's go, I don't need a lot. I really just need like, that's going to give me a teeny tiny. So let's go 4, and you could definitely go 4 1/4, but I'm going to go 4 3/8 by, what was the other one? 3 1/8, so 3 3/8. Oh, sweet baby Jesus, here's hoping I did it right. Let's see. I was just saying I can actually, because I think I'm going to trim off that side so it's flush. I could have gone 3 1/4 with this one, or 4 1/4 with this one. My bad. And then to make it cutesy, pretty, we're going to match up. So we're going to do the clip the corners on this one again, clip the corners on this one again, and then we'll just glue, tape, runner, whatever your little heart desires here. And I'm just going to butt that up on the one side, and then I'm going to try to center it as best I can on the other 3 sides here. Or top and bottom, really. Not centering it at all. And then we'll pop this one. I'm gonna hang it off that first panel piece. You could definitely go, well, I'll show you on the other one. So there's that one. And then for this one here, you could definitely go on the panel piece, and I think that's what I'm going to do on this one. I really like it with that dark blue. It just kind of gives it a little bit more, you know, Janie Marie. Okay, we're not all the way glued down yet. We might be wet, we might be glued, but we're just going to add some blue. So I'm just taking my ink pad directly to the edge of my paper here. Being careful not to totally glue my hand to the back of my paper because it's already wet. This was like, I don't know, I think when I first started, we used to do this a lot. And you can go heavier, like get a little bit more distress in there. You know, it adds some character. Okay, so I think we're good. I got a little bit more blue in there. It gives it a little bit something. And this one I'm just going to line up with the edge, so it's going to be in a little bit further. Now my ink is still wet, so I'm going to try not to totally ink my hands. Alright, so we got 2 cards done in, you know, with one fell swoop. We really didn't get second generation stamping in like I wanted to get second generation stamping in. I'll have to look through my sets and see what I have. I was thinking this one was going to give me a little bit more variety than it did, and it did not. So we need to glitter or glue something on there, right? So, well, we can use glitter glue because that's kind of what we said we're supposed to use, right? That's kind of what I said. Diamond dots would be cute on this one. Let's see. Let's grab some yellow. I think the yellow ones would be kind of cute too. So diamond dots are a cheap embellishment. They're a cheap shaker filler. They're pretty. They have some really gorgeous iridescent style ones. So I'm just going to do, you can probably get 3 of them in there. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that one. I don't think that one's going to get any. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to take my poker tool to pick these up and just add them onto my little glue dots, or dots of glue. And don't worry about the extra glue that's seeping out. It'll dry flat, or it'll dry clear. So as long as you can also pick it up with the towel if it bugs you, because it might change the color of the ink underneath a little bit. I'm not going to worry about it today. Pick, work, and then before they're dry you can always go with the other end of this one and kind of, you know, wiggle them around a little bit. I like to press down over all of them all at once just to kind of get them to set. See how the glue comes off on my finger? I don't have grimies on today. So, and then for this one, I really should get to the other one since I already glued it. I'm just going to add a little bit of glitter on those 2. Trying to keep my flower centers the same for the same flower on the same card. So there is that one. I might end up adding a couple more sprinkles on there, but let's get this one yellow dotted. 1. I feel like emerald. Bam! Bam! Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm not emerald. Kathy Zilski boops, and I used to boop all the time too. So if you hear boop, I'm sorry. It's kind of Kathy related, but I used to boop all the time. You could ask my kids. They're like, yeah. We would pick rocks, and I would constantly be making sound effects. Yeah. Probably just to cover my joints going quack, quack. Just kidding. Kind of, sort of. It was better than me going, ouch! Entertaining little kids, you know, they like sound effects. That's how I roll. I'm kind of a little kid. Okay, let's see here. 6 more to go, maybe. 1. Go to your home. That was a renegade one. So I want to go to that flower. I want the darker pink flower. Thank you very much. Toot. Okay. I think we're good there. And we'll just do some glitter on the other ones. So glitter, 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 glitter. I think that one's probably got enough flourish throughout that I don't really need to do anything else. I mean, we could drop a couple. I guess that would look okay. Whoops. Maybe, as my glue decides to abandon ship today. You said we were done. They should know I'm never done. Okay. Just me spilling. Okay. I think we're good on that one. I think the other one's good. I just need to walk away and leave it alone. Tell me I'm the only one that has that issue. It doesn't look right. I need to add more things. Oh, I over-add things. It looked fine before I started adding all the things. That's usually how it goes for me. Okay, so we have that one done and this one done. And I don't know if I want to do much of anything on the inside. We could do you know, I'm just going to do this. I'm not actually going to do the outline. I'm just going to do a solid. And then I have the green for this one. So what color do I want to? I'll do the abandoned coral. On this one. So I'm just gonna open this up here. I'm gonna just do the abandoned coral here, and then I'm gonna double stamp here, so it just kind of gives you that first and that second. And then I'm gonna do, I really didn't like this shade of green. Forest moss is not my favorite green color. I think olive probably would. Peel paint would have maybe looked better. Crushed peel paint probably is more my speed on this one. This one just kind of hangs off to the side here. So let's go here with this one. And then I'm gonna have to cover, so I just get one of these. Can you still see? Okay. I might have to zoom in here. And then we're gonna go here with the other one. I didn't want to stamp the other one on top because then it would have been over the top of the other one, but that way we get a little bit of color in there without, you know, without a whole lot of extra. You could definitely take that little stamp. Where's my little one? I can't find it right here. So that's still kind of big. was gonna say, you could take that one and kind of put that one in the center if you wanted to give it some center definition. Or this little three cluster here. I probably should grab a smaller one, but we'll go with the side. Yeah, I know. You're not going to see it on the darker one, but you'll see it on the lighter one. But there's the inside. I don't think I'm going to put anything else on there sentiment wise, because, you know, maybe the "you make me smile," thank you for your kindness, you make me smile, that would probably work on that one. And we'll just do the same thing with this one, but we're going to switch our ink colors again to the colors we used on. Let's do, that taffy was very pink. That's all I'm gonna say. I was expecting it to be a softer pinky orange color, I guess. I just got glue all over. Okay. Same thing. 1, 2 with the fruit punch, and then we're gonna come in with this oversaturated Green Hills that I don't understand why it's so oversaturated, but it is. I wonder if I can pick it up from there and get a better ink impression. It's just like, wow. Okay, I'll shut up now. Alrighty, so we're gonna go with this one. If I do this one here, and then I can do this one over here. There we go. Do we need to do, I guess I could go green. That might show up in this one a little bit better. Perfect. So we got some little green stamens in there. So there is my completed cards for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one and struggled through it with me. Oh, I can't talk today either. Words are hard. Anyways, that's all I have. Oh, I got glitter all over myself and my card. Yeah, well, it's still wet, so I can push it a little bit. Anyways, there's that one. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will be back next week, hopefully. If not, I'll probably take, and then the week after that, I think I'm taking off. So we'll have a great one. We'll see you next week. Bye.